In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to silence your inner critic and stop being so mean to yourself. What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Coach Simona. I upload weekly videos on how to simplify life and become the person you aspire to be. So if you're interested in personal development, hit the big subscribe button below and the bell next to it to get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, before we jump into the 5 tips I have for you on how to stop your negative self-talk, we need to clarify 2 things first. Number 1, where does your inner critic come from? And the second one, what does it actually mean? We all have an inner critic. It usually comes from early life experiences that are internalized and taken in as ways we think about ourselves. Often many of these negative voices come from our parents or primary caretakers. And as children, we pick up on the negative attitudes that our parents have not only towards us but also towards themselves. For example, if your mom told you that you were stupid, you may have this constant need to educate yourself and blame yourself every single time you fail. Now, while silencing the inner critic is possible, it's extremely difficult to achieve something like that from just watching a few videos or doing an exercise. It takes time, patience, and the willingness to let go of your old negative thought patterns. If you want to learn more about that, click the link in the description box below and download your free cheat sheet to track your negative thoughts. It's extremely helpful when it comes to silencing your inner critic. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will help you out. Now that we know where our inner critic comes from and how we can track it every single day, let's hop into my first tip. Ask yourself, is this a fact? There's a coaching exercise that can quickly help you determine whether your thoughts are productive or unproductive. Here's how it goes. Most of our unproductive thoughts come from our inner critic. They're mean, useless, and very judgmental. Whether they are all about focusing on our insecurities and shortcomings, or they are about judging others, they still come from the same source. By asking the question, is this a fact? You make a quick reality check and silence your inner critic when it's still in action. Let me give you an example. Next time you have a thought like, nobody cares about me or these people are mocking me, just take a step back and ask yourself the question, is this a fact? Our inner critic is not our enemy if we know how to observe it and let it go. Now let's get into my second tip. Understand that you're not that important. Oh boy, your ego's gonna love that one. This may sound a little bit harsh, but it's probably one of the most liberating things you will ever learn about yourself if you know how to use it to your advantage. There are almost 8 billion people living on Earth right now. Do you really think that whatever your inner critic says really matters? It's just a string of thoughts that you can interrupt anytime you bring your awareness to it. Realizing that you're not that important will definitely bruise your ego, but it will also help you let go of your resistance and finally accept yourself for exactly who you are. Sharing your gifts with the world and being authentic is extremely important if you want to silence your inner critic. Only by doing the things that you were born on this earth to do, you will be able to silence it for good. Which leads me to my next point. Create something every day. It doesn't matter if it's something small, as long as it comes from you. We live in this day and age when we are bombarded with YouTube videos, podcasts, Facebook Lives, and so on. So much content, so much information. And at the end of the day, we become consumers. And while that's not a bad thing, you need to take a step back and be brutally honest with yourself. If your inner critic is bothering you so much, there is a good chance you're rationalizing, analyzing, and comparing yourself with others instead of taking action. If you stay in your own lane and create, your inner critic will still pop up from time to time and say mean things like, you're a bad painter, you won't sell anything, nobody cares about your art. But you will have the confidence to say something back this time, like, that's not true, look at how many wonderful paintings I've painted. I'm doing what I was born to do, and that is enough. The more you create, the better you will become at creating. And as your confidence becomes stronger, your inner critic will slowly lose its voice, which leads me to my next tip. Ask yourself, why is this bothering me? Every time you hear your inner critic popping up in your head, ask yourself, why is this particular thing bothering me? When our inner critic gets all flared up, it's usually because we have an old belief that we're still holding on to. It may have something to do with our relationship to our caregivers, or maybe someone insulted us in high school. But why is this bothering you? Dig deeper. Your subconscious mind is always trying to tell you something, but you may not be aware of it yet. If you want to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind and become more self-aware, I suggest you watch this video next. I will put a link in the cards and also in the description bar below. Now, that leads me to my next tip. Become your own cheerleader. I learned this one from my favorite therapist, Marissa Peer. Silencing your inner critic begins when you become aware of it, and then become your #1 fan. Now, what does rooting for yourself mean and how can you do it? It's really simple. Praise yourself. Anytime you do something well, just pay yourself a genuine compliment, such as, "You were amazing. I'm really proud of you." Say the things that you wish somebody else told you. Here are some other examples from Marissa Peer. You can write down on a sticky note, "I am enough," and put it somewhere that you know you're going to look at it throughout the day. Or you can say to yourself things that you wish your parents said to you when you were a child. For example, "You matter to me. You are important to me." It may sound a bit weird at first, I know, but in time you will get used to it. And if it sounds ingenuine to you to say it out loud, you can write it down or just say it in your mind. You just have to let your inner critic chatter away. And in time its voice won't matter to you at all. Now let's recap the 5 important steps on how to stop negative self-talk. Number 1. Ask yourself, is this a fact? 2. Remember that you're not that important. 3. Create something every day. 4. Ask yourself, why is this bothering me? And 5. Become your own cheerleader. Before we get into the last important portion of this video, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below which one of these steps are you going to try. Now, so far in this video, we talked about how to silence your inner critic. But oftentimes it has something to do with being a perfectionist. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because in the next video, we're going to dive deep into the topic of perfectionism. And I will give you my best tips on how to overcome it. In the meantime, while you wait for this video, I post a lot of content on personal development, so make sure to watch these 2 videos as well. I love you guys and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!